So we're staying away from carts on New York.
But I just feel like the hot dogs, like it's the
specific.
bin.
I
water
blacked
bin.
out halfway through the story. So the rats just come in because it's just open.
It's just
I think
a free for all.
rats can get into anything.
Yes, they can.
Yeah.
And then they're just like hanging out in the hot
forever.
dog
And then they
water.
just hose them off.
I think the rats leave at that point.
The rats are like, okay, we're peace out. And then
Like they're already gone by the
Yeah.
time the person retrieves the hot dog cart.
sometimes maybe, I don't know. I mean, I've never actually witnessed it. I just know.
But
It's
you
in
know
your
100%.
I know folklore tells me that that's what happened.
And do you think it's the same with like the roasted nuts, the pretzels?
I imagine if it's the hot dog. I think if it's food in general, yeah.
I have definitely eaten a pretzel. I know I have at some point.
I have too. No, you're not alone.
We're still here to tell the story.
But think
no, I had
about
it last time we were here in New York. Remember? No, the pretzel.
You had a pretzel
When we
last time?
filmed. Yes. Remember?
Oh my God, she did.
I feel like the pretzels just hang on the thing. Like there's
Right.
no.
But the rats, to your point, they can climb
I
again.
feel like
Yeah.
the rats can climb in.
Yeah,
I think the rats can climb in. Yuck. Modern Family, I think, has one of the best casts in like the history of television.
Modern
you.
history.
Joanna loves to throw in whenever she can.
Can't help it.
Can't help herself. I mean, what was one of your favorite memories of working on that show?
Oh God. I mean, it was just so much of my life.
Right. I mean, it's
impossible to pick a favorite moment. But like, I mean, I look back to, the early time of that show because we didn't know what it was going to be. And we were all just kind of like along for the ride.
right.
I remember the very first Emmy Awards that we went to and like we were basically all nominated, which was insane. And the show was
Is everyone
nominated.
like out for themselves?
No, it was at least that first season. I was just thrilled with whatever we could get. Like I was nominated 5 times for Best Supporting Actor, and I lost every single time. So I think even by like the 5th year, I was like, it's not gonna be me. Like like I know how this goes. Okay, this is where you say my name and then you say someone else. Okay, but I remember that first season when we were nominated for Best Comedy, and it's very rare that these shows get nominated for Best Comedy in their first season and then go on to win.
Right.
Like the list of shows that actually happens for is very, very slim. And so, I think we were not expecting anything, but then we were winning like all these other awards leading up to the big award of the night. And I remember before the category for Best Comedy, Sofia, who's sitting in front of me, she looks back to Julie Bowen, who was sitting right next to me, and she goes, "Put on your lipstick, we're going to win." It's like
amazing.
you would expect it to be like a big moment, like, but it's these little tiny moments with my cast that really stand out that I remember. Basically, every time Sofia messes up, it's just like really hard to recover from that because she says these things. You're like, I cannot, like, she just forgets how to speak English completely. And it just like turns into this series of noises. And it is such a joy to watch. And she knows it's happening. You see it on her face. She's just like, I don't know what's happening. And it's really hard to recover from those moments.
Is it true that you introduced Sophia to her husband?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is, what a special thing. Do you like remind her of that every time you see her? Or?
Every anniversary.
Every anniversary.
Yeah. It's like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't know Joe too well, but we were all at a party together and she, mentioned thinking he was very handsome. I was like, well, I know him. Let me bring him over. So I brought him over. And then when she was actually engaged at the time and her relationship wasn't working out, when they broke up, Joe asked me if he could have her number. And so I called her and I said, Joe wants your number. Can I pass it along? And she was like, it's only been 2 days and they're coming out of the woodwork. I was like, okay, all right, drama. Like, can I give him your number? And so she said, yes, you can give him my number. And that's the rest is history.
Does everyone have a Sophia impression on the show?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm everyone.
Yeah, jizz.
So good.
One of our creators, Steve Levitan, got remarried, and so a lot of us were at that wedding. And that was actually the first time I saw Ed O'Neill since we'd finished. And so I was, Justin, my husband, was like, "You need to make sure you get a photo with everyone before Ed goes, 'cause he'll like do an Irish exit."
Right.
And he always does, and we know that about him. And I was like, okay, I got to grab him before he decides that he's had enough and just leaves. So I was like, Ed, come over here. Come, let's get a big group picture. So we all like kind of gathered on the dance floor. The dinner was just about to start, and the wedding photographer came over and took a photo of us, and my husband was taking pictures as well. And we heard people applauding, and we're like, oh, this is so sweet. They're so happy we're all together. And then we realized the bride and groom were walking to the venue, and they were applauding for them.
Still
I was
think
like,
it was about
such
you.
narcissists.
Yeah, I love it. That's amazing.
Oh yes, we're all together. Yeah, You're
Why is
welcome.
everyone standing? Why did the music change?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
and
we
it's
thought it
like-
was for us.
Right.
'Cause that's
It
narcissism.
should be. And so, okay, so we always end the podcast with a segment called 5 Minutes for Hugs.
All right. Biggest phobia.
Ooh, snakes.
Ooh, that's Clea too.
Me too. And when I tell you, I'm like, people are like, oh no, like no one likes snakes. I'm like, no, I am phobic of snakes. I can't watch them even on TV.
No.
I have a hard time with pictures of
I
snakes.
watched a python climb a tree and it almost did me in. Did you
they
also hear about
climb
that
trees?
python that like ate a woman? Like she was just missing.
No, she just went missing because a python ate her.
Yeah, she
No.
was she was like working in a field and like she just never came home from work. And then like
my God.
they were looking for her and then all of a sudden they found this python and like it was bulged
like
in the middle. And, like,
engorged?
They cut it open and she was inside the python.
Whole.
Where was this?
Not here.
Okay. He's like New York City.
Yeah,
like, 50
yeah.
seconds.
Connecticut.
Yeah.